everybody, welcome to another episode of Ace Attorney Investigation 2. Now, Courtney is now rebuttaling, or at least having a fight with Miles Edgeworth in his, trying to convince that it's K Faraday that's still not the victim, starts with C. I'm tired. Hi, I just came back from a long trip, don't mind me. But anyway, Edgeworth is having a rebuttal fight with Courtney. That's all we need to know. Let's go. Ugh. Convict. There we go. I think I was... Oh, shit. Hold on. Got wires caught everywhere. Anyway. Pressing. 3 wounds. That sounds rather painful.
Indeed. We must punish the culprit accordingly.
Kay, do not listen to what she says. Judge Courtney, please continue your reasoning.
Very well. She had 3 wounds.
Press. Why don't you ask Sebastian instead?
Of course, Sebastian knows all about it.
Huh? Me? Yeah, I know everything. He's obviously lying. Sebastian, maybe you should sneak a peek at the autopsy report, you know? Let's see here. The fatal wound was caused by the candelabra. Oh, so that's how it was. Sebastian.
Ahem. The cause of the wound was just as Sebastian said.
Sebastian, please. So the cause of death was a stab wound to the heart. Is that correct?
Yes, the candelabra pierced right into her heart. Since this was Dr. Young's medical opinion, it must be the truth.
The coroner's medical opinion follows my own opinion. Therefore, it's perfect. I certainly cannot ignore the autopsy report. However... Hey! Don't ignore my opinion! However, if the cause of the death was a stab wound to the victim's chest, wouldn't it contradict that piece of evidence? Oh, he's totally ignoring me! Justine, say something!
Yes, I will not allow you to ignore my reasoning.
And pressing here. At the very least, we cannot be certain that she died instantly.
Even if she still had a little bit of life left, I doubt she would have held on for long. Can people survive after being stabbed in the chest?
In some cases, maybe they can. Although, maybe they can't.
So in the end, which one is it? No such human exists. If you think they do, then first.
Press. According to the autopsy report, the stab wounds to the left chest caused the fatality.
Correct. The autopsy report itself is the foundation of my reasoning.
In other words, I just have to shatter that foundation, right?
I don't find that amusing at all. I look forward to seeing you try. Nevertheless, please take a close look at the autopsy report before you make a rebuttal. Show me that your reasoning is not just mere conjecture.
Very well.
Mr. Edgeworth?
We'll be fine, Kay. There's nothing for you to worry about. Evidence that the victim was alive after the incident. If I can just find that, Kay will be... Well, we're gonna do that just right now. So, we're going to present some evidence at... stab to the wound, something... she was stabbed to the... Okay, here, and... Let's present the red raincoat. If you notice, there are no 3 stab marks on the raincoat. Chairman DeBest, do you know what this is? It seems to be a red raincoat. How about it, Courtney?
The victim, Miss Crane, was wearing this earlier. Prosecutor Edgeworth, must I repeat my explanation to you all over again?
I suppose it just might come to that, Judge Courtney. Answer me this. This red raincoat was stained with blood. Do you happen to remember where specifically those bloodstains were located?
Of course I do. They were on the hood. Wait, it can't be.
What does this mean? Judge Courtney, are there any other bloodstains besides the ones on the hood?
None were detected.
Don't you think it's strange? The victim died from a stab wound to the chest. In that case, there should have been blood stains on the front of the raincoat. However, the only blood they found was on the hood. This is a huge contradiction. The wound on the victim's head is no ordinary wound. After all, the victim sustained this wound before she was stabbed in the chest.
It does appear that way, doesn't it? The victim first suffered the head wound. And if she had already been stabbed in the chest, the raincoat would have been stained with blood. Therefore, it is unthinkable that her chest was stabbed before she suffered the head wound. So the order of wounds should be first the head, followed by the chest. However, does that really change the situation?
With this, a contradiction is born, one that overturns all of our assumptions until now.
Is the change really that great? I look forward to hearing it. Well then, this contradiction, why don't you show it to me? With evidence.
Which piece of evidence shows the contradiction that arises from the order of the wounds? Let's see, I don't know, maybe the autopsy report. Oops, that's not the autopsy. This is the autopsy. This is the autopsy report written by Dr. Young. According to this, the head wound was post-mortem.
But that's not what the raincoat shows.
Exactly, it's the exact opposite.
Bailiff, hurry and summon Dr. Bonnie Young at once. Until we hear what she has to say, we cannot close the curtains on this case.
Yes, ma'am, understood.
Dr. Young is a busy person. It will take some time for her to arrive. In the meantime, let us try viewing this case from another angle. There's something that's been on my mind. One of the key figures in this case. The conductor. We still don't know who that person is.
Now that you mention it, even after our investigation, we still have no idea who it is.
The conductor has come up time and time again during this hearing. However, at this point in time, their identity remains a mystery. How about it? Do you have any ideas?
I'm still not sure at the moment, however. There is someone I have in mind, a certain individual involved with this case, who might know something about it. Who's that? Blaze the Best, I demand your testimony. What? Don't say such a stupid thing! Why would you suspect Pops? Because he's the most suspicious and he has the most power!
Are you trying to cast suspicion towards the chairman of the PIC? Do you understand what this means?
Status and prestige means nothing before the truth. That man is trying to pin the crime on Kay. The evidence that was in Kay's possession, the ticket stub, the mask, the corsage. These items did not come into her possession out of her own volition. By some method, that man purposely planted them on her personage.
It is hard to believe such a sudden accusation, but I'll ask just in case. Why would he do that?
Obviously to direct suspicion towards Kay. I succeeded in drawing out those words from him earlier.
Mr. Chairman, your response.
Are you too shocked to speak? And what of it? Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said, what of it? You say that you drew out some words from me, but you don't have a shred of proof, you know? No one else heard it but you. It doesn't work like that, you see. Or do you have something else? You know, some kind of basis for your argument? This confidence, he also showed it at the cell.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, I would like you to explain once more. I trust we have your permission, Mr. Chairman.
But of course, I'm pretty interested in this matter myself, you know. I'd like to know just what part of me seems criminal to Edgeworth. Everything about you! There's no one as honest as I am, you see. How can he say that with such a straight face? Let's start from the top. The fact that the auction was held in this room is a cause for suspicion. This is the PIC meeting room. I imagine it would be difficult for non-members to enter. That's why all the members have key cards, you know? I think we can assume that multiple auctions have been held here before. Therefore, suspecting a member of the PIC would be the best! Yes, because the conductor had to have been a PIC member. Wait! No! What was that all about? What do I do, Pops? I just helped the enemy! Sebastian really is an idiot, you know? But you see, Edgeworth, I am not the only one with access, you know?
Indeed, there are 11 members in the PIC. Even if we rule out the victim, Miss Crane, There are still 10 potential suspects.
It's not me! But it couldn't be the chairman, right?
I don't know who it is, but whoever it is, just come forward.
Yes, everyone, calm down, you know? He really likes saying you know. I guess that's his catchphrase. Edgeworth, is that all you got? Where's the evidence to suspect me? Oh, so you've fallen silent. But you've gone too far, you see? I won't forgive you anymore. It's too late for regrets, you know? I am a very important man, you see. Former chief prosecutor and chairman of the PIC. It's fine if you're not prepared to face the fire, you know? Because you see... Either way, it won't make any difference. Oh my god, his icon face. Cause I'm gonna bully you! Okay. You've been rambling on for quite a while about the most trivial details, you know? Like the location of the murder, the order of the wounds, and... what else was there? It just doesn't matter, you know? Cause, you see, none of that means anything, you know? Think about it. We've got the suspect herself saying she killed the victim. That's all that matters, you see? She'll even get a lighter sentence with her confession, you know? So we'll get a life sentence instead of, like, execution? Now then, if there are any contradictions, be my guest. How can that be considered a testimony? There must be a contradiction somewhere.
That person, he's very important, isn't he? Mr. Edgeworth, it's alright. Let's just give up. Surely I must have killed her. I can even remember it.
Don't be tied down by your muddled memories. If you want to believe in something, believe in your own innocence. Believe in me, who believes in you. Ah, Gurren Lagann! Okay. We'll pierce the heavens!
But...
My opponent is the PIC chairman. Taking him down won't be easy. However, he has underestimated me. If I can take advantage of that... Alright, let's press on everything! If these trivial details create contradictions in the case, we cannot call it the truth. It's fine as long as the rest of the case makes sense, you know? No, it's not! Every case is going to have a small contradiction or two, you see? But if we got bogged down by the details, we won't be able to arrest a criminal. Trials would go on forever, you see? You of all people should understand, you know? I don't, that's why I'm asking you. Ah, young folks these days. Anyway, you were rambling on about stuff. Stuff! Press. The autopsy report and the questions about the conductor. Were you even listening? Talk is cheap, you know? I was listening, you see, but I didn't think much of it, you know? You didn't think much of it, even after I brought up all those issues. Perhaps your judgment needs to be questioned rather than my ability as a prosecutor. Oh, burn! That's a good one, Edgeworth. But you see, it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Anyway. How can you say it doesn't matter? Are you trying to suppress the truth? Well, you see, it simply doesn't matter as much as you say. It does, you know. You see, Edgeworth, you're only saying it matters to avoid the real issue here. Alright, we're skipping over this because we have to press on that. I wouldn't call that a confession. You probably forced her to say it, didn't you? Even if you say that, you know, what do you think, Courtney?
Yes, sir. There is no doubt she confessed her own sin.
You see, Edgeworth, I know you want to believe in Kay for a day, but you know, to deny her own confession, I'm not sure what to make of that, you see? It just means that you don't really trust her, you know? What did you say? Oh my, what scary eyes you have. Please, don't devour me. There's no way there is a contradiction in a testimony like this. He has underestimated me, if I can take advantage of that. Alright, now we're gonna go back to pressing that one statement we skipped over. It may be true she confessed, however, that does not make it the truth. She is suffering from memory loss, so we must question the credibility of her testimony. Objection. Oh shit! Oh my god, Blaze has his own objection. Ugh. That was kind of terrifying. Not as terrifying as Karma's, but that was still kind of disgustingly terrifying. Even if you say that, it still won't solve anything. What good will it do to deny her confession? Sounds like nonsense to me. Wanna try asking her again? I think she'll just say that she's the murderer again. Though. Very well. Let's try asking her again one last time. I'd like to hear from Kay herself whether or not she is the culprit.
Huh? From me? Will that be alright? If this goes poorly, it will be quite unfavorable for you.
I do not mind. However, I shall ask Kay the question myself. I'm moved to tears, Oh, how touching, How very touching. Fine then, I'll let you ask her. However, I have one condition. If all this proves to be a waste of time, then that will be the end of it. How's that sound? The end of the hearing? Yes, it seems you can be smart once in a while, Sebastian. In other words, you see, if she confesses again, Kay for a day will be found beyond a shadow of a doubt guilty. Oh god, he even made the guilty sound. Yep, it's a fine idea. Guilty beyond a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, that's right. That's harsh, but either way, if I do nothing, she'll be declared guilty. Kay.
Yes!
I know what I'm asking of you is unreasonable, but please, I want you to answer me. It doesn't matter how tiny it is. Do you remember anything? Anything that would prove your innocence?
Why? Why would you go that far for me? I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm too scared to remember. Because I might have done something even worse. If that were the case, I would only make things worse for you, Mr. Edgeworth. Kay Verde must have been a despicable criminal. Someone who betrayed your trust.
Don't worry. We've only known each other for a short while, but I know you very well. I'd even say that I know you better than yourself, now that you've lost your memories. Whoa, look how much damage that happens if I don't present the right evidence. You cannot possibly be the culprit because your true identity is... We're presenting the badge. That has to be the right answer, otherwise. The great thief Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu is a noble thief who would never stoop to murder. Come on, Kay.
No, it's useless. After all, no matter what, that memory still remains. This image that's stuck in my head, I just can't get rid of it. That means I must have...
Hold it!
There's no clear evidence to prove that you're the culprit besides your own confession. Remember what I said. You must believe in yourself. Or perhaps you cannot trust my words.
No, that's not it. It's because you are trying to save someone like me. You've already lost so much, all for my sake. I can't bear it anymore. Please, please just give up.
I see now. I thought it was strange. The reason you were acting like you wanted to be found guilty was because you were concerned about me. That is just like you, Kay.
It's because you're a good person, Mr. Edgeworth.
Unfortunately, I may fall short of your expectations. I am not trying to be a good person. No matter how much you may want me to give up, I'll keep trying to save you. That is the nature of who I am. Whether or not it is a burden for you is none of my concern. Excuse me. Whew. Kay, believe in yourself once more. You are a noble, great thief. What you should be doubting is your memory of committing the murder. That is my wish above all else. Please. Kay.
What is it? Do you remember something?
If she remembers something now, it'd be like a bad movie.
Bull.
What? But, Bull?
Prosecutor Edgeworth, please ask her to clarify.
Well, Kay, what do you mean by bull? Well, Blaze is full of bullshit.
I remember now. The person in the red raincoat had that with her. The stuffed bull doll! I'm certain of it!
Is
that true, defendant? Yes, Your Honor. The court hereby accepts the defendant's statement as a new piece of testimony.
Whoa, Courtney, you're like winning really fast. Quit messing around, Courtney. A testimony like that cannot be accepted, you know.
Your objection has been noted, sir. However, testimony about the victim's belongings
has been lacking up until now. Nevertheless, you know, her vague memories cannot be trusted, you know.
Her memories are vague. That would be bad for us as well. Didn't you say this earlier yourself, Mr. Chairman? Since we have the suspect's confession, we don't need to worry about the trivial details. If we decided to doubt her memories, then we must also doubt her confession, which is the main foundation of our case.
Oh, snap! I think this is what Courtney was waiting for, because now she's fighting against Blaze! Okay, okay. Courtney, you finally got a point. A point. Out of but you still got negative 10 points or something.
Are you willing to do that, sir?
You're right. Well, never mind then. I shall leave it to you.
Thank you very much.
We did it. It was touch and go for a while there, though. However, those words of Judge Courtney just now. It almost feels as if she is on our side.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, do you know anything about this stuffed animal?
The stuffed animal Case spoke of must have been this. We found it in the storeroom. It is believed to be one of the items for the auction. Oh, okay, I guess we're looking around.
This is...
Huh? Do you know something about this, Justine?
No, it's just a bit different from what I imagined.
Indeed, it's certainly not what I would have expected expected the victim to be carrying. Let's examine every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. All right, let's examine the horn. The right horn seems to be fine, but the entire balance feels a bit off.
This horn, it looks like you can move it.
What? Oh! Oh!
What was that buzzing sound?
It seems this toy is equipped with a recording device.
And the...
I knew who you were right away. You can't hide that burn from me. Silence, huh? I've been waiting for my chance to get revenge all this time. Ah! Hello? Is this the moment of the murder?
Who could have recorded something like this?
Oh!
This is... There ain't no doubt about it. This here was what I heard. We cannot verify when these voices were recorded. It's also possible that they aren't related to the case at all, if only we had some video as well. That's hogwash. I'm telling you, that right there was the conversation that I heard. The victim was holding on to it, right? I reckon it must have been recorded when she got attacked. That certainly is a possibility. However, your testimony alone is insufficient. I require something with a little more credibility.
Again, her words. It almost sounds as if she's trying to give me advice. Judge Courtney, there's no mistake that those voices were from the incident. Please recall the audio that was recorded by the stuffed animal. I knew who you were right away. You can't hide that burn from me. If we compare this part of the recording with a certain piece of evidence, we can provide it, or we can prove it. This evidence shows that the recording took place during the moment of the crime. Alright, present the autopsy report.
The autopsy report? And exactly what part of the autopsy report shows that?
This part shows that the recording took place during the moment of the crime. There's a burn mark. I remember clearly what that voice said. You can't hide that burn from me. On the victim's hand, there was a burn mark.
Indeed, it just happened to match up, you see. But what of it?
According to case testimony, the victim had been holding the stuffed animal, and it just happened to record a characteristic of the victim, namely the burn. That's just a coincidence. I mean, it could happen, right?
I do not think so. It is hard to believe that all of this is simply a coincidence. The voices on the stuffed animal were most likely recorded during the incident.
One of these voices must belong to the true culprit. From what we've heard, it must have been the one who was doing most of the talking. But what's the point? In the end, we still can't tell their gender or identity, you know? Indeed, because they had been using voice changes. It can't be helped. Still, this is something.
It seems the situation has become quite clear. The conversation Miss Hart overheard was between the culprit and Miss Crane.
That's what I've been telling you from the start.
And from this, we will understand a new fact.
Please, enlighten us then. I trust you have no objections, Mr. Chairman.
Do what you want. According to Miss Hart's testimony, just before the incident, 2 people came up from the auction hall using the lift. It must have been the conductor and one of the auction guests. They probably went there to settle the payment after winning a bid. And then it was there that the crime was carried out. Since the auction continued after the crime took place, we are led to a single truth. This is the new fact that we have arrived at. The culprit is the conductor. Since the conductor was the only one who could keep the auction going, we can conclude that the deceased victim could not have been the conductor. Justine!
Please be quiet here, okay?
If the conductor was not the victim, then they must have been the culprit.
Please wait. That alone is insufficient.
Of course, even I do not intend to rely upon the process of elimination. Please, you've been quiet for a while. Certain traces left at the crime scene led me to believe that the culprit is the conductor.
Well then, please show it to us.
What were the traces left at the crime scene that led me to deduce the culprit is the conductor? Let's try the blood we found in front of Lady Justice. The culprit purposely left a large amount of blood in the meeting room. In doing so, we were led to believe the meeting room had been the scene of the crime. It was a ruse by the true culprit to hide the blood that had fallen from the storeroom.
So we wouldn't find out about the existence of the black market auction, correct?
Indeed. If the culprit had been unrelated to the auction, there would have been no need to do such a thing. Ergo, the culprit could have only been the conductor.
Well then, do you have any idea as who the conductor might possibly be?
The auction hall is at the PIC meeting room, and furthermore, there is a storeroom above it. The conductor must have been, at the very least, a member of the PIC.
Whew, so... In other words, you suspect me, I take it?
Isn't it natural to suspect you, the one with the most authority in the PIC?
Objection. You are quite capable. I'll give you that much at least. But you know, like I said before, you're far too naive.
Stop burning evidence!
You have nothing, you know. There's no evidence that proves that I am the culprit, you see. If by some chance you do have evidence, then why don't you present it?
Ugh. Do I have evidence that Blaze is a culprit? No, we do not at this point. Blaze himself has suggested that he is the criminal. He's been showing that strange self-confidence for a while now. He knows that there is not a single piece of evidence left behind to incriminate him.
If you play with fire, you're going to get burnt, Edgeworth. Just kidding. I always wanted to say that, you know.
Sure, you're kidding.
Well then, Courtney.
Hold it! I reckon I just remember something too!
Well, we're out of time, so Lotta, who's pulling a Larry Butts on us right now, we're gonna have to find out what the heck she remembered in the next video. I'll see you then.